Hello everyone, welcome back to the English class. This is module number 3, and in this module we'll be continuing with the chapter Albert Einstein at School, written by Patrick Pringle. So in the previous module we saw the characters like Mr. Braun, who is the history teacher, and Yuri is the friend of Albert Einstein, and Elsa is the cousin. So, Elsa and Yuri were the only people who supported Einstein when he himself felt that his life was miserable. So, let's see what happens to Einstein, and we'll continue with the chapter. So, after talking with Elsa, Einstein thought that it was meaningless for him to stay on in Munich. So, it was no use wasting his father's money and everyone's time. So Einstein suddenly got an idea. So he met Yuri and asked him if he knew a doctor. Einstein wanted to get a medical certificate to show that he had a nervous breakdown and he should stop going to school. Einstein commented that he would have a real nervous breakdown to make matters easier for doctor, which means that he was going to have such pressure in his mind if he goes on to stay in that place with such a lot of stress in the school. After this conversation with Albert Einstein, Yuri found a recently qualified doctor whose name is Dr. Ernst Weil. Yuri warned Einstein against trying to deceive Ernst, but to be frank and honest. Einstein met Dr. Ernst the next day. Dr. Ernst informed him that Yuri had told him about his problems. Einstein informed him about his plans to move to Milan. Dr. Ernst was an understanding person and he was able to think logically, and he totally understood the situation of Einstein. So Dr. Ernst gave him a medical certificate stating that Einstein was suffering from nervous breakdown and that he should stay away from the school for 6 months. So Einstein was actually happy and he thanked the doctor and left the place. And Yuri was now giving advice to Einstein regarding his future. So Einstein told Yuri that he would leave the school forever as he never wanted to come back to that school. Yuri suggested him to take a reference letter from his maths teacher, and the maths teacher's name is Mr. Koch. So before going to the headmaster, he was supposed to consult Mr. Koch. Mr. Koch is the maths teacher and he really admired Einstein for his brilliance and gave him the reference so that he can continue his studies in mathematics. So Einstein was waiting to see the head teacher, but before that he was called into the office room. So he was summoned to the head teacher's office, and the head teacher told him that he was expelled from the school and that he should leave immediately. So when Einstein asked for the reason, the head teacher told him that his presence disturbed the class so much that no teaching could be done in the class. So he said that Einstein's presence disturbed the teacher as well as other students. So Albert actually really felt very sad, and he had really unnecessarily wasted his time and effort in getting a medical certificate. Einstein was tempted to tell the head teacher that he thought about leaving the school, but he finally stopped it to himself and he did not say the reason. Rather, he left without saying anything. He did not feel ashamed or so in being expelled, and he walked out keeping his head very high. So he did not say goodbye to any teacher or student in the school, and he was really happy to leave the school. So the only person he wanted to meet before leaving the school was Yuri, who wished him good luck and wished that he would be happier in Milan as it was a wonderful place. So Yuri wished him all the best in his life, and Einstein leaves the school. So that is how the chapter ends. We'll discuss the important questions in the next module. Thank you all.